should start with introductions. Sakura and Sasuke sit down in front of Kakashi. Kakashi looks up. You going to join us? Naruto sighs. No, let's just get this over with. Sakura smiles. I think you should go first, Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi smiles. Okay, my name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes and dislikes are none of your business. My dreams are also none of your business. Sakura is furious. So all we know is your name, not much of an introduction. Kakashi smiles. Well then you go next, Pinky. Sakura sighs. My name is Sakura Haruno. My likes are. She looks at Sasuke and giggles. My dislikes are Ino Pig. My goals and dreams are. She looks at Sasuke and giggles. All the guys almost feel like gagging right there. Kakashi nods. Okay, Mr. Brooder. Sasuke growls at Kakashi. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I don't really have any likes or dislikes. My goal is to kill a certain someone and restore my clan. Sakura looks at Sasuke. He's so cool. Naruto looks at Sasuke and wants to just toss him off the roof and be done with it. Kakashi sighs. Still going down the Avenger path, I see. He turns to Naruto. Okay, blonde, you're up. He's so going to kill me for that comment. Naruto glares at Kakashi like he's staring into his soul. Even Sasuke is a little intimidated with the glare. Naruto then sighs. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. My likes are training and ramen. My dislikes are pitiful, pathetic idiots who don't see what's right in front of them, who are blinded by fear to even know the truth. As for my goals, that's none of anyone's business but my own. Everyone can feel the key coming off of Naruto after his dislikes and goals. Kakashi sighs. He's not far off of Sasuke the way he's acting, but can you really blame him knowing how the villagers and shinobi treated him? At least he has the Hokage, myself and Yugao. Oh yay, Anko too. Sakura looks at Naruto with a sad outlook. He seems so vengeful and bitter. I wonder what happened to make him like this. It's so sad for someone to be this angry. Then there was his body. I've never seen someone that has that many scars before. I wonder how he got them. He really is mysterious, like he's already a ninja or something, but that can't be true. Sasuke looks at Naruto. He even shuddered at those words. Seems I'm not alone in my anger. For me, it's Itachi. I wonder what his issues are about. Still, he's strong. Maybe he could help me out and help me to get stronger. That is, if he ever talks, he's worse than me. He looks at Sakura. At least I know he won't slow me down, unlike her. Kakashi smiles. Okay, introductions are over. Meet me tomorrow at 6 a.m. at Training Ground 7 and don't eat beforehand or you'll throw up. Sakura looks confused. What's happening tomorrow, sensei? He smiles. Why, your genin test, of course. Sasuke looks at Kakashi. We've done our genin exams. We're all genin. Kakashi smiles. Wrong, that test was to see if you could become a genin. The test tomorrow will prove you're good enough to remain a genin. Now remember what I said, there is a 66% fail rate. Oh, and before I forget, don't eat anything or you'll just throw it up. Kakashi then vanishes via Shunshin. Sakura sighs. She looks around and Sasuke looks angry. She looks where Naruto was, but he's vanished also. Sakura sighs and leaves the roof, followed by Sasuke. The next day Naruto makes his way to Training Ground 7. He's the first there, not surprising. Even after a year he still can't get used to being in the academy. Still knowing Kakashi, it's pointless being here now as Kakashi probably won't turn up till about 11. Still, it will give him some time to train. He takes off his jacket and pulls out his katana and starts doing some kata exercises. He's been doing them for about 10 minutes when Sakura arrives. She looks around and then spots Naruto sparring, so she sits down to watch. She has nothing better to do until Kakashi-sensei, or Sasuke-kun, arrives, and for some reason she likes watching him train. Same for Sasuke-kun. After another 10 minutes, Naruto stops. He looks over his shoulder and sees Sakura. He sighs. At least she's quiet, probably because Sasuke's not here. Naruto stops training and sits against a tree, resting his back against it. Then hears a stomach rumble and smirks. She listened to Kakashi, it seems. Sakura looks up. No, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto looks at her like she's an idiot. Does it look like it? He won't be here for hours. She looks shocked. What? How do you know? Naruto sighs, I know Kakashi, he'll be here about 11 a.m. probably. She looks at Naruto in shock, you're serious? Naruto nods, you should go get yourself some food. She bites her lip, Kakashi-sensei said not to. Naruto rolls his eyes, he also said he'd be here by 6 a.m. and it's now 6:30. Do you see him? She shakes her head, have you eaten? Naruto nods, I have, I was going to eat anyway whether he said to or not. Sakura seems confused, but he told us not to eat, why go against his orders? Naruto sighs, I don't really care, to be honest, but if you must know, how can we have a test when we're fighting our own bodies? She nods, can I ask you something? Naruto sighs, why? She sighs, well, can I or not? Naruto sighs, fine, what do you want to ask me? She moves closer and sits near him, what's that vanishing move you and Kakashi-sensei do? Naruto raises an eyebrow, oh you mean Shunshin, it's a D-rank move. She nods, so can anyone learn it then? Naruto nods, yes, well ninjas. She smiles, I've seen other ninjas do the move also. Naruto nods, I'm sure you have, it comes in handy. She sighs, you said you know Kakashi-sensei, do you know what the test will be? Naruto shakes his head and she sighs, no, but knowing him it will be tough, he's never passed a team before. Sakura looks shocked, seriously, can this get any worse? Naruto just shrugs, why do you want to be a kunoichi? She smiles, to help people of course. Naruto sighs, then why are you neglecting your duties and focusing only on the Uchiha? A weak ninja or kunoichi will only die if they don't focus on that. What is your speciality, ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu, answer me that. She sighs, I don't know that much really, only the basics of each. Naruto scoffs, Sakura, you were the top kunoichi of our class, don't let that title go to your head, you should train more, your stamina is terrible. I saw you and Ino doing the obstacle courses we did, you both looked like you'd run a marathon, not running a pathetic obstacle course. Brains can only take you go so far, and don't use the excuse of not being in a clan. She sighs, I'm not using that as an excuse. Naruto sighs, whatever, can you do chakra control exercises? She looks at Naruto, I haven't done any before, what types are there? Naruto sighs, tree walking, walking on water, balancing a leaf on your head, we did that in the academy though, and there are others. Sakura looks at him confused, then remembers the leaf balancing one, so feels embraced, then she thinks on tree walking and is confused. Tree walking, what's that? I can already climb trees. Naruto sighs, pretty much climbing a tree with only your feet. She seems surprised, that's stupid, nobody can do that. Naruto sighs, it's a chakra control exercise, Sakura, of course, it's real. She's doubtful but asks anyway, can you do it? Naruto rolls his eyes, of course, but I'm not the sensei, so I really have no reason to show you now, do I? Sakura smiles, hoping to get some kind of conversation going, can you show me? Naruto groans, knowing this would happen, he should have kept his mouth shut, why would I do that? She sighs, I just want to see it, we're going to be here for a while, right? Naruto sighs, fine, I'll show you, then leave me the hell alone. Naruto stands up and walks to a tree and puts his foot on it and starts walking up it. Sakura looks shocked, wow, you wasn't lying. Naruto rolls his eyes, then climbs to the top before he vanishes and appears leaning against the tree he was at earlier. Sakura smiles, could you teach me how to do that? Naruto sighs, what part of I'm not your sensei don't you understand? She sighs, then smirks as she comes up with an idea to at least get some camaraderie from him, you'd be helping out a teammate. Naruto scoffs, let me ask you this, why do you want to learn it? To impress your precious Sasuke-kun? If so, then you haven't thought it through. Think about it. You know his ego, how would he like it if someone learned something before he did? He'd be pissed, not pleased, especially if it was one of his fangirls. Sakura sighs, I didn't think of that. She looks to her ground and bites her lip, then looks up, I want to learn it for myself. Meanwhile, at the Hokage office, Hiruzen is watching through his crystal ball when Kakashi arrives. you wanted to see me Hokage. Hiruzen nods. Apart from you being late for your team, it seems Naruto is slowly bonding well, sort of. Kakashi walks over and looks into the crystal ball. So he's talking to Sakura, still no Sasuke, so what's he doing, Lord Hokage? Hiruzen smiles. He showed her a chakra control exercise. Tree walking, and Naruto made a valid point about Sakura's reasons for wanting to learn it. Kakashi nods. To impress Sasuke, am I right? Hiruzen nods back, and Naruto told her Sasuke wouldn't be happy, he'd be pissed she is learning that before he is. Kakashi rubs his chin. I see, but he is stating the truth though. Hiruzen lights his pipe and places it in his mouth. True, but he still has no reason to teach her, as he said he's not her sensei even if technically he outranks her. Kakashi nods. I see your point. Back with Naruto and Sakura. Naruto sighs. There is no getting away from you, is there? Why do you want to learn it? You said it's for yourself, then fine, wait for Kakashi-sensei to teach it to you. I'm not your sensei. Just then Sasuke walks up. He's late. What are you two talking about? Sakura smiles. Sasuke-kun, Naruto showed me this cool chakra control exercise called tree walking. Sasuke raises an eyebrow. Tree walking, what's that? I can already climb trees. He's lying to you. Sakura smiles. That's what I thought at first, but I was wrong. Sasuke scoffs. I know how to climb a stupid tree, that's hardly an exercise. Sakura grins. That's true, I can climb trees also, but how about climbing a tree only using your feet? Sasuke looks at Sakura, then Naruto. Bullshit, can't be done. Naruto sighs. You know nothing, Uchiha. Sasuke glares at Naruto, says you. Naruto rolls his eyes, stands up, then walks over to a tree and starts walking up it only using his feet. Sakura smiles and Sasuke is in shock. Damn it, he can do that. Who is he? I will get him to teach me. He waits for Naruto to stop at the top, then he stands upside down on the branch. You were saying, Uchiha. Naruto then vanishes and appears beside them. Sakura smiles. Can you show me how to do that, Naruto? What is the processes behind it? Naruto sighs, knowing she won't give up. Fine. I'll tell you what to do. Then leave me the hell alone, okay? And that means both of you. Now listen carefully, because I will say this one time. If you don't listen, then tough. Okay, first you have to focus chakra to your feet, then walk up to the tree or run, it makes no difference. Well, go on then. He pulls out 2 kunai and tosses them at their feet. Use those to mark your progress. Sakura and Sasuke pick up the kunais he provided, then they do just as Naruto said to do. Sasuke glares at Naruto, who's sitting down with his back resting against a tree. Sakura walks up to the tree. Here goes. She first pours chakra to her feet, then puts her foot on the tree and then the other. The next moment she's climbing, she quickly gets the hang of it and grins. Wow, this is easy. It doesn't take her long to get all the way up before she stops. Naruto has his eyes closes, but he senses she's reached the top. He's actually surprised. She has better chakra control than I expected. I bet the Uchiha will cry now. Sasuke is still glaring at Naruto until he hears Sakura call to him. Hey Sasuke-kun, I did it. Sasuke looks around, then looks up and growls. He then runs at the tree and starts climbing. He gets some way up before he jumps backward. Naruto watches him and sighs. Whilst he's doing this, Sakura has already made her way back down and is now sat across from Naruto but watching Sasuke. He can sense what he's doing wrong, but he has no intention of helping him, so he decides to test Sakura. Without standing up or even looking, he speaks. Tell me what he's doing wrong. Sakura looks at Sasuke, then Naruto, and notices he's not even looking at her. She looks back at Sasuke and then starts thinking. After a few seconds she smiles. He's using too much chakra. Naruto nods. Correct, too much chakra and you will be forced away, not enough and you will get nowhere. Sakura nods. So what about me? How did I get it straight away? Naruto sighs. You're a girl, they generally have less chakra than boys but have better chakra control. Besides, you're smart, you figured it out. Obviously the Uchiha didn't. Sakura notices Naruto doesn't like Sasuke and sighs. Should I help him? Naruto at first says nothing, do what you want. Sakura bites her lip then stands up, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke looks at her, what? She walks up to him, you're using too much chakra. Naruto says too much chakra and you will repel yourself from the tree but not enough chakra and you will get nowhere. Sasuke scoffs, like I need your advice, what do you know, I'm an Uchiha, I don't need advice from clanless nobodies. Naruto sighs, how much of a loser is Sasuke? Too proud to accept help. Sakura may be a fangirl but that's idiotic. He then opens one eye and sees Sakura's about to cry and groans, great, that's all I need, a crying banshee. Sakura looks at Sasuke and tears come to her eyes and she just runs away from him and sits down near Naruto and cries. Naruto sighs, ignore that idiot, I did warn you, he could get angry but ignore his bullshit if he doesn't listen to advice, it's his own damn problem, you should be proud of yourself, your parents will probably be proud also. Sakura is still crying but she looks at Naruto, but Naruto sighs, but nothing, you listened to me and did what I asked, you accomplished something straight away, it's something that takes some people hours or days and you did it the first time, so quit your moping and be happy you accomplished something, it's his damn fault if he's unwilling to listen to advice. Sakura sniffs but nods, thank you, Naruto. Naruto just nods but remains quiet until Sakura replies, what about the other exercises, the water and the others? Naruto groans, for the last time, I'm not your damn sensei, it's his job to teach you not me, be thankful I taught you the chakra control exercise and be quiet until Cyclops arrives. Sakura looks down, sorry. Naruto opens one eye, don't worry about it, just be happy you learned something, it took me over 10 hours straight to learn it, think about that. Sakura smiles, okay, Ino Pig will be so jealous. Naruto rolls his eyes, not that she can see with his eyes closes but he does smirk. She sees the smirk and grins also. Meanwhile, back in the Hokage Tower, Hiruzen was happy for Sakura, but not Sasuke, he had no right to belittle her like that. At least Naruto was able to cheer her up, that was the only thing that stopped him from going down there and knocking some sense into the Uchiha. Kakashi left after the little pep talk. Sasuke is still working on the exercise when Kakashi arrives, yo. Sakura jumps up, you're late. Naruto just rolls his eyes and Sasuke stops what he's doing and walks up to Kakashi whilst Sakura surprises Naruto by reaching out a hand to help him up, which at first he ignores but then takes her hand and she pulls him up, or more like he pulled himself up. Sakura then turns back to Kakashi, you was supposed to be here hours ago. Kakashi gives her an eye smile, oh sorry about that, I had to help an old lady across the street. Sakura scoffs, you used that excuses yesterday. Kakashi thinks quickly, oh that's right, there was sheep blocking the road so I had to take a long way around. Sakura glares at him, liar. Kakashi shrugs, anyhow now I'm here, let's get this test underway. He pulls out 2 bells, it's quite simple, you have to get these bells within 3 hours, come at me with the intention to kill, not you Naruto-kun, have mercy on me. Sakura looks at Kakashi, we can't attack you, we could hurt you, plus there are only 2 bells and there's 3 of us here, what happens to the person who doesn't get a bell? Kakashi smiles, well to answer your first question, you are genin. Minus Naruto-kun, the chances of you hurting me a jonin are doubtful at best. As for your other question, it's quite simple, whoever doesn't get a bell gets sent back to the academy, well off you go, the time starts now. Sakura and Sasuke looks at Kakashi in shock, well Sakura does, Sasuke is looking at him with anger, with the weakest ki Naruto's ever felt. Sakura sighs, but that's just not fair, how do you expect us to get a bell from you, you're a jonin. Kakashi just pulls out his book. Not my problem, you have a time limit so I'd get to it if I were you. Sakura and Sasuke rush into the forest. Naruto sighs, this is so lame. Kakashi nods, I know, still you have to act normal, so run along Naruto. Naruto just rolls his eyes, I should have just stayed in bed. He just walks into the forest and sits next to a tree. I already know what the true goal is, let's see how they do, no doubt the Uchiha will rush out proving his arrogance, let's just wait and see. Just like Naruto suspected, Sasuke comes out into the clearing. I'm taking the bells and sending them losers back to the academy. Kakashi doesn't even look up from his book. All I hear are words, Mr. Bruder, why don't you prove to me just what Sasuke Uchiha is all about then? Sasuke goes in for a taijutsu battle with Kakashi. Suffice to say, compared to Kakashi, it's pretty embarrassing. Every move Sasuke attempts, Kakashi blocks. This goes on for several minutes. Naruto watches on, clearly not impressed at all. Sasuke, after failing to land a single hit on Kakashi, changes tactics. He goes through some hand signs. Kaden. Gokaku no Jutsu, fire release. Great fireball technique. Sasuke thinks he's actually hit Kakashi until he sees a burnt log where Kakashi was as he used the Kawarimi no Jutsu, substitution technique, body replacement technique, to escape and replace himself with a log. Kakashi then reappears in front of Sasuke. Is that all you got? I'd advise you to think again, it was kind of predictable. Sasuke scoffs but runs off into the forest. Kakashi then vanishes. Naruto watches him go and sighs. I can't believe Gigi wouldn't just let me kill the brat. Kakashi, who's appeared above him, smiles. I agree with you, well off to find Pinky, see what she's up to. He shunshuns away and Naruto just rolls his eyes. After a short while of doing nothing, he stands up and decides to follow Kakashi. After a few minutes of searching, he finds someone, but it's not Kakashi, it's Sakura. Seems like she fainted. Naruto sighs. Genjutsu typical. He stands over her and sighs, then pulls out some smelling salts and wakes her up. After a minute she wakes up. Sasuke-kun. She looks around until she sees Naruto learning against a tree. Naruto, what happened? He sighs. You fell for a genjutsu, and I just woke you up. Tell me, Sakura, have you ever seen a two-man team before? Sakura starts thinking, then after a minute shakes her head. No. Naruto nods. Exactly, now use your head and think of what the true objective is. She nods. Do you know? Naruto nods. Yes, now think, we are Team 7 and what do teams do? Sakura is confused. That's weird, but okay, let me think. Well, they do missions together, they're a team after all. Teamwork. Naruto sarcastically claps. Well done. You figured it out. Now, you being the smartest kunoichi from the academy, how would you go about getting the bells as part of a team? She nods and starts thinking. We could distract him whilst someone gets the bell. I'm not much of a fighter, so it wouldn't be me to fight him. Naruto nods. Go on, if you don't do the fighting, what do you do? Sakura smiles. You, or Sasuke-kun, are the distraction whilst I get the bells, but there is only two, it makes no sense. Naruto sighs. Yes, there are two bells, but if we work together we will pass. That is the real goal. By saying there is only two bells, he's challenging us to all try to get the bells without working together. In the Uchiha's case, he'll take both bells and send us both back to the academy. He won't work as a team. His arrogance and superiority complex makes him think he needs nobody, when in fact he will never be a good ninja if he thinks he's better and needs nobody. She looks at Naruto. That's a lie. Naruto rolls his eyes. Is it? Let me give you a scenario. Say as Team 7 was on a secret mission and we were ambushed, and for instance you were hurt and the person who hurt you was getting away. What do you think the Uchiha would do? Remain with his wounded teammate, or leave you to die and do everything himself? The answer is he will leave you to die. To him, everyone but him is expendable. He thinks because he's an Uchiha that he's better than everyone, even though I knocked him out 50 times. He's thinking about Sasuke and what would happen in the future before he scoffs. He will never lead because to him he needs nobody and everyone will just slow him down. Strength isn't everything to be able to become a chunin. You have to have strength and skills and also show leadership qualities. I have those. You could also if you put your mind to it. But the Uchiha will never be chunin material, because he will get his team killed so nobody will follow him. He sighs. Now personally you can waste your career on fawning over the Uchiha, or you can get your act together. For now, we need to get the bells. We can't rely on Sasuke, so it's up to us to work together to get the bells. Sakura nods. But what about Sasuke-kun? If we get the bells he will return to the academy. Naruto groans. Are you fucking deaf, Sakura? The objective is teamwork. There has never been a two-man team. Maybe the Uchiha will realize this and assist us, but for now think. Kakashi is a Jonin. We need a plan. A simple one-person fights whilst the other sneaks up won't work on him. He's one of the best Jonin in Konoha. If you try and say anything, Kakashi, I will destroy every book you own. I will burn them right in front of your face whilst you are tied up crying over your damn smut. Kakashi, who's above them, heard every word and agrees with Naruto, and he's not stupid enough to say anything to Naruto. Naruto is trying to help her, but will it work? Her hero worship of Sasuke will be her downfall. I proved it by how easily she fell for that genjutsu. Kakashi leaves the trees and appears in the clearing again. When he looks up, he sees 50 Naruto clones cracking their knuckles. Oh crap, when did they get here? Now don't be hasty, Naruto, I'd rather not spend a week in the hospital again. The 50 clones then come at Naruto. You are so mean, Naruto-kun. Sasuke watches in shock and outrage. What the hell, they're clones, but how can he make so many? Damn it, this makes no sense. Just who is Naruto? He wasn't in the academy until the last year, but his skills are way above academy level. He acts like a veteran ninja. Wait a minute, where's Sakura? She hasn't done anything since I heard her scream. She's so weak. Maybe she's dead. Good riddance, one less annoying fangirl to worry about. Naruto's clones lure Kakashi further into the forest. Kakashi suspects something is up but doesn't know what yet. Plus he's having a hard time holding off Naruto's clones. Okay, where are Sasuke and Sakura? What will they do? Meanwhile, Sakura is watching in shock. Wow, he can make a lot of clones. Okay, I need to time this right. I've set up traps. He should be here any moment, then I'll get the bells. The real Naruto is watching from the trees. He just knows Sasuke's going to try something. Sasuke watches the fight between Kakashi and the Naruto clones, then he sees something on the ground. Traps, so that's her game, is it? Sakura watches the Naruto clones continuously push Kakashi back, then she sees her chance. She comes out from the bushes. She reaches for the bells, but before she can grab them, a fist connects with her face and she ends up crashing into the tree head first and gets knocked out. Sasuke smirks. Bitch, you're not getting those bells. He reaches for the bells like Sakura did until he feels a hand around his throat choking the life out of him. He then sees it's Naruto. Kakashi looks around and sees Sakura on the floor with blood and a massive bruise on her face and forehead. Then he sees Naruto choking the life out of Sasuke, so he quickly rushes in, pulling Naruto away from Sasuke. Kakashi then turns to Naruto. Calm down, Naruto. What the hell happened? Naruto glares at Sasuke, who's clutching his throat and breathing heavily. Kakashi shouts, Naruto, answer me. Naruto glares at Kakashi. He attacked Sakura deliberately. He knew what she was doing like we planned, but his fucking ego couldn't let that happen. Let me kill that fucking piece of shit. He broke your rules. He will never amount to anything but a pathetic egomaniac. He should be put out of his fucking misery before he gets people killed. Kakashi sighs. You can't just attack him. Naruto glares at him. Screw you, I'm taking Sakura to the hospital. Hopefully she's not hurt too badly. Naruto pushes past Kakashi and scoops up Sakura and shunshuns away and heads to the hospital. Kakashi sighs. Well, this went well, fuck. He looks at Sasuke. You disappoint me. I'll have to speak to the Hokage about this. Naruto arrives at the hospital carrying an unconscious Sakura. One of the nurses glares at him. Naruto gives her some key and she backs away and he continues through the hospital. There is one doctor he trusts who doesn't hate him, so he'll take Sakura to her. Let's just hope she's working today. He carries her into a room and lays Sakura on a bed. He summons a clone and tells him to get Dr. Natsumi. The clone nods and rushes out. 2 minutes later, Dr. Natsumi enters the room and smiles. Naruto, are you okay? When he doesn't answer, she smiles. Just calm down, are you hurt? Naruto seems to snap out of his daze. No, Yuki, it's my teammate. She was punched in the face and ended up hitting a tree face first. Yuki. Natsumi smiles. It wasn't you, was it? When Naruto just glares, she smiles. Sorry, bad choice of words, let me look at her. Naruto steps out of the way whilst Dr. Natsumi checks out Sakura. Kakashi arrives at the Hokage Tower. He sees the rest of the Jonins and they all look at him. Hiruzen smiles, so another fail Kakashi. Kakashi sighs, I really don't know, I had to abandon it because there was an incident. Hiruzen nods, care to elaborate? Kakashi sighs, it seemed that Naruto and Sakura had figured out the true goal of the objective, which was teamwork. Naruto attacked me with 50 shadow clones and drove me deep into the forest, where Sakura was waiting. I don't know exactly what happened, but apparently Sasuke Uchiha attacked his teammate, stopping her from grabbing the bells. I saw blood on her face, a massive bruise on her cheek and forehead where she seems to have collided with the tree. Kakashi sighs, then Sasuke tried to do what Sakura tried before Naruto attacked him. I had to pull Naruto off Sasuke. He was literally going to choke him to death. I really don't know what to do. Kurenai is in shock. She's heard of the Uchiha's arrogance. Would he be so petty to attack a teammate? Though in a way Naruto is just as bad, but maybe he was protecting his teammate. Asuma pretty much has the same opinions as Kurenai. It's hard to believe that Sasuke would attack his teammate though. Hiruzen is shocked and appalled, but in a way, it's to be expected. The Uchiha thinks he can get away with whatever he does because he's an Uchiha. Hiruzen looks at Kakashi. Did it look like he attacked Sakura deliberately? Kakashi didn't see it, so he doesn't know, but then they hear a new voice and turn around and sees Naruto, who answers. Hokage-sama, I will not apologize for my actions, but you want to know the truth, then I'll tell you. Whilst my 50 clones were luring Kakashi into the forest where Sakura had set traps ready to surprise him, I watched from the trees because I had a feeling that the Uchiha would attempt something. He thinks he's above the law, and his arrogance couldn't let him fail. He waited until Sakura was behind Kakashi, who was still fighting my clones. He sighs. When Sakura went to reach out to grab the bells, Sasuke punched her in the face. It was deliberate. The grin on his face was proof of that. The punch was powerful and it made her spin around and she ended up crashing into the tree head first. She is unconscious at the moment. She has a nasty concussion and a fractured jaw from the punch and whiplash. From what Dr. Natsumi told me, she will have to stay in the hospital overnight, but that's it. As for Sasuke, he had the nerve to try what Sakura did. As I said before, I won't apologize because he deserved what he got. Naruto then dispels, showing that he was a clone. Kurenai sighs. The Uchiha should be punished for this. A girl's body is more fragile than boys, and a punch will do more damage. The clone said one punch fractured her jaw. He should be punished. People like him tarnish this village and give ninjas a bad name. Asuma nods. I agree, Dad. The arrogance of the Uchiha is well known. He's a liability to everyone around him. Kakashi sighs. I await your judgment, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen rubs his eyes, getting a headache. I will summon a council and then I will make my ruling dismissed. It's been a few days since the whole incident. There was a council meeting. Personally, Hiruzen would have thrown the book at Sasuke for his actions, and banned him from being a ninja, thus ending his plans for his brother. Of course, the council refused to accept their precious Sasuke would do such a heinous act to a fellow ninja, with Mrs. Haruno, who was on the civilian council, completely agreeing with them. It seems before the meeting happened, Sakura refused to admit her precious Sasuke-kun would have outright attacked her, and she claimed she must have slipped and lost her footing. A load of shit, but what can you do? She even admitted it must have been her precious Sasuke-kun who brought her to the hospital, even though it wasn't. So with Sakura's testimony and the unanimous vote of denials, Hiruzen had no choice but to drop the subject. As for Naruto's actions, there was surprisingly nothing mentioned, which surprised him even more than the council's denials. An hour later and Naruto has just been told about the outcome and he's pissed. Not only did that pathetic council get the decision overturned, but Sakura outright lied her ass off, completely tarnishing any respect Naruto was having for her. Of course, Sasuke was all smug about the decision, knowing he wouldn't get punished. He's the last Uchiha after all. He didn't mention Naruto out of embarrassment. He saw the dead eyes of Naruto and just knew he wanted to kill him. And that frightened him. A kid his own age who would kill without remorse. Little did he know he's been doing that for years. Kakashi was disgusted along with Asuma. Kurenai, Maida Guy and Anko who were all talking in a restaurant when Kakashi told them of his meeting with the Hokage. Kurenai was ashamed of Sakura. Anko was not surprised knowing how much that damn council treats him like a prince, instead of the coward-less brute he is. Kakashi actually wondered how Naruto had taken the decision. He knew Naruto hated Sasuke, and for him to get away scot-free wasn't good at all. Sasuke is a marked man. Naruto is just waiting to release Sasuke's head from his shoulders, and I wouldn't blame Naruto for his actions. Sakura was released from the hospital. The doctor who treated her was obviously angry with her but kept her opinions to herself. The only person who visited her was her mother. She was sad Sasuke-kun didn't visit her, or her other teammate Naruto, not knowing that Naruto was disgusted with her. A day after that whole fiasco, Kakashi informed his team even if he wanted to fail Sasuke he was overruled, to meet up at Training Ground 7, at 7 a.m. the next morning. As per usual, Naruto's ANBU training kicked in and he was up at the crack of dawn. He ate breakfast and then trained for several hours. He's still angry with the decision and more importantly Sakura. His thoughts on Sakura were very harsh but he didn't care. What a stupid pathetic little waste of space, weak girl. If she wanted to outright lie then that's her decision, but now she's lost all respect I once gave her. At 6:30 he arrives. He's the first one here, which is good. If Sasuke was there he doesn't know if he'd be able to restrain himself from killing him. As for Sakura, well, she means nothing. He walks over to a tree and climbs it using the tree walking technique, then he just sits down on one of the tallest branches and waits for the rest of his pathetic team to show up. The next to arrive is Sakura. She looks around and sees nobody. She doesn't look up, and just sits down to wait. Naruto has sensed her for the last 5 minutes and he just scoffs and sits there. After 10 minutes Sasuke turns up. He sees Sakura who smiles at him and he just scoffs and sits down, not knowing two glowing red eyes are glaring at him, Naruto using Kurama's chakra in his eyes. After 3 hours Kakashi turns up. Yo! Sakura shouts, "You're late." "Well, you and Naruto." Kakashi smiles. "Sorry about that, had to help a woman across the road, and Naruto's up there." Sasuke and Sakura look up shocked having not seen him arrive and he's not even looking at them. Kakashi sighs, wonder if he's still pissed. "Well, come on down Naruto, it's time to head to the Hokage Tower for our first mission." Naruto vanishes and appears next to Kakashi. "Let's go, the sooner I can get these pathetic missions done the sooner I can be away from this pathetic joke of a team." Kakashi sighs, yeah, still pissed. Sasuke just scoffs but Sakura seems to be sad at hearing that he was finally starting to open up but now he's as cold as ever. Naruto glares at his team, "I'll see you at the tower Kakashi-sensei." He then vanishes via Shunshin. Kakashi sighs, "Let's go, team." Meanwhile, Naruto's already in the Hokage's office. "This mission is a fucking joke, making me be on the same team as that disgrace of a ninja. Just let me kill that bastard already." Hiruzen sighs, "I'm sorry Naruto, this is a long-term mission. Remember, there is no proof that he will leave the village. I don't like the outcome any more than you did. I'd have rather stripped him of ever having the chance to be a ninja again, but it's out of my hands. The council relies too much on the Uchiha." Naruto snaps, "You're the fucking Hokage. Just kill the fucking council and replace them with people who don't worship and kiss that bastard's ass. You gave too much power away, Gigi." Hiruzen sighs, "I know, Naruto-kun, I never wanted this job again, but after your father gave his life there was little I could do, but I agree I gave too much power away." Naruto just scoffs, then senses his pathetic team approaching. They're here. He goes over and leans against the wall with his eyes closed and waits for this team to arrive. Then there is a knock at the door and Team 7 enter. Kakashi's not surprised to see Naruto already here, but the others are. When they stop next to the desk, Sakura looks over and notices Naruto doesn't even join them. Hiruzen smiles, although it's forced. "Well, Team 7, it's time you start your ninja careers, minus Naruto that is. You will start off with D-rank missions. You have a choice of weeding a garden, painting a house, walking the Inuzuka dogs," and he looks down. Oh no, not that one, not with the mood Naruto's in. He'd kill the cat without remorse. I still remember the last time he did the mission. That is it, have fun. Hiruzen and Kakashi noticed that Naruto had replaced himself with a clone and left the room the moment he mentioned D ranks. Kakashi and Hiruzen act like they didn't notice, but he and Hiruzen are both thinking the same thing. He has no respect for his team anymore. No wonder he replaced himself with a clone, not that he really did before. Team 7 and the Naruto clone leave the Hokage Tower and start their ninja careers. The real Naruto is watching them from the Hokage monument, with cold eyes until he senses a familiar chakra of Yugao. She stops next to him. Hey, long time no see, Ototo. Naruto snaps, what do you want? I'm not in the mood. Yugao sighs, I heard about what happened. I can't believe he'd get away with it, and that silly girl would deny it happened. Naruto doesn't look at her but just nods. I should have just snapped his neck. Yugao sighs, hey, how about some sparring then, maybe a drink? Naruto looks at her and smirks, you always know what to do, Oni-san. She smirks, what Oni-san would I be if I didn't know my Ototo and how to calm him down? Naruto smirks, let's go, I can't even look at my team right now. Yugao nods, understandable. They both shunshin to the ANBU grounds to train. Meanwhile, Team 7 have started their first mission, the painting. Sasuke and Sakura start in a room but the clone leaves, then he creates more clones and starts painting the rest. Sakura watches this and sighs, he seems to have gone back to his cold self. I wonder why he's so angry. Several hours later, Team 7 have just finished all their missions, chores. Hiruzen smiles, well done on your first missions, you're free for the rest of the day. Team 7 minus Kakashi leave. Sakura tries to get her team back together. Hey, why don't we all eat together, you know, some team bonding. The clone of Naruto just looks at her before dispelling, shocking both Sasuke and making Sakura more sadder. He switched with a clone, but when she looks at Sasuke he's already gone, so she lowers her head in shame and walks home. The real Naruto is in a bar with Yugao, Anko, and some other ANBU when the clone dispelled and he twitches. Naruto gained the memories. He hardly cared about the lame missions. The looks from Sakura were slightly confusing but he just brushed it off. Yugao looks at him, clone dispelling. Naruto nods, yeah. Anko grins, so what did the Hokage have your clone and team doing? Naruto sighs, weeding a garden, painting a house, and walking the Inuzuka mutts, but I know there was one more though. Anko grins, lame chores huh, so what was the other one and why didn't he give it to your team? Naruto grins, catch Tora, and I'm guessing because of the mood I was, well still am in. I wouldn't have caught the cat, I would have just killed it. Anko laughs, oh man, that would have been funny. I remember the last time you caught it years ago, you almost broke its neck. Naruto nods, I remember. Yugao rolls her eyes from the memory, so what are you going to do with your team? Naruto rolls his eyes, do we have to talk about that joke of a team seriously? Yugao sighs, it's your mission, remember? Anko, who doesn't know, he has a mission, what is it? Yugao gulps, probably shouldn't have said that out loud, oh nothing Anko. Anko glares at Yugao knowing she's lying but she lets it drop. Hey Naruto, you up for a mission? Should take about 2 days but it should be fun. Naruto shrugs, what's the mission? Anko grins, infiltration and assassination, right up your alley, but first, we have to watch the enemy for a while. It's my mission, but if you seem to hate your team so much it would be fun for you to tag along. Naruto nods, sure, why not? Yugao sighs, Naruto, what about your team? Naruto scoffs, they can deal with clones. I'll have the clones use henge, then after a while replace the other. I get the added bonus of experience from surveillance plus saves me from getting a clone memory hangover. Yugao nods, fine, you better inform the Hokage though. Naruto nods, come on Anko, we'll stop off for Dango on the way. Anko grins, Dango awesome. Yugao watches them go and sighs, sometimes she doesn't know which is the adult and which is the kid out of those two. An hour later, Naruto and Anko leave the village on their mission whilst several clones are in Naruto's apartment reading more scrolls. Some are just reading mangas. It's been 2 weeks since the D-rank mission started, and since that time Team 7 have not met the real Naruto. It has always been clones. The real Naruto has been off on ANBU missions with either Anko, or Yugao. Kakashi was kind of sad because there was no bonding at all. Although he knows Naruto's never been the talkative type, the clones Naruto had left behind to do missions had dispelled as soon as they were done, so no bonding whatsoever. Even if Sakura tried, the clones never spoke to the team. Sasuke didn't seem to care, but Sakura seemed to. Naruto had helped her out with the chakra control exercise, tree walking, and he even tried to get her to train more. But then after the incident at the Bell test, he grew colder and reverted back to his old self from the academy. Whenever she tried talking to him, he ignored her, and when the mission's over she found it was a clone each time. She wondered where Naruto was. It seemed to her that she was the only one who seemed to miss Naruto. Even though he wasn't the talkative one, he did help her out even if she did bug him until he did. She was always miserable. Sasuke continued to say no to her requests for a date, so after the missions, which were more like chores, she'd just go home. Over the weeks, Kakashi has been continuously moaned at by Sasuke, demanding harder missions, and he admits the D ranks are not really missions at all. So when he woke up, he decided to speak to the Hokage about it. He also inquired about Naruto and he was back in the village. Kakashi was even surprised he was still doing ANBU missions. Whilst Kakashi is meeting with the Hokage, Sakura and Sasuke are waiting at the training grounds. Naruto hasn't turned up either, not even a clone has turned up. So Sakura just sits there with her arms around her legs waiting for Kakashi-sensei to turn up. Kakashi has spoken to the Hokage and the Hokage has agreed on a C-ranked mission even if he's not really convinced they're ready. When Kakashi leaves, he calls Yugao and informs her to summon Naruto. Naruto arrives a few minutes later. "What's up, Gigi?" Hiruzen smiles. "Hello Naruto-kun, Kakashi has just asked me to give your team a harder mission." Naruto sighs. "From the memories I'm getting from my clones, they're not ready. I'm guessing it's more the Tem Uchiha demanding a harder mission than Kakashi asking." Hiruzen nods. "Pretty much what he said about both things, but I would like you to join the team this time." Naruto sighs. "What is the mission?" Hiruzen smiles. "Escorting a bridge builder and guarding him whilst he builds a bridge from bandits." Naruto sighs. "Where is this bridge getting built?" Hiruzen looks. "The Land of Waves." This seems to get Naruto's attention. "You do know the Land of Waves is where that fat little midget Gato is, right? He has that place crippled. The economy is dead. The place is poor. There is no way Gato would allow a bridge to be built. It would diminish his iron grip on the Land of Waves. It won't only be bandits, but mercenaries, and maybe missing nin." Hiruzen sighs. "This is no a mission for a rookie, genin team." Naruto smirks. "No it isn't, but it gives me a chance to kill Gato and free the Land of Waves from his clutches, plus it will show me what the Tem Uchiha is capable of. Also you're forgetting I am ANBU captain and Kakashi is Jonin and former ANBU captain. I'm sure we can handle whatever Gato throws at us." Hiruzen sighs. "Very well Naruto, I'm trusting you." Naruto smirks. "It could be fun." Meanwhile, Kakashi arrives at the training ground. He expects an outburst by Sakura, but no, she just looks up and waits. "Yo, come on team, time for a mission." Sasuke groans. "More chores again." Kakashi smiles. "Actually no, I've arranged for a C-ranked mission, so let's go." Sakura stands up but looks around for Naruto. "We have to wait for Naruto to arrive." Kakashi smiles. "He will meet us there. The real one, I hope." Sakura just nods, thinking it will be a clone again. They all make their way to the Hokage Tower and get ushered inside. Sasuke's wondering what the mission will be, as is Sakura. Kakashi sees Naruto leaning up against the wall and smiles. "Not a clone, that is good." Sakura and Sasuke see Naruto. Sasuke just ignores him, but Sakura looks closely. "I can't tell if he's a clone or not." She then looks to the Hokage. Hiruzen smiles. "Good morning Team 7. Kakashi has asked for a harder mission, so you will be doing a C-ranked mission. The mission is guarding a client while he builds his bridge. The most you will come up against is bandits, I'm sure." He then calls out, "Send in the client." An oldish man comes in with a towel wrapped around his neck with a flask in his hand. He sees the three kids and scoffs, "What is this guarded by children?" Sasuke takes offense to that. Sakura says nothing and Naruto does nothing, not even opening his eyes. It's Kakashi who replies, "We are more than capable of guarding you, plus I am a genin, and Naruto's an ANBU captain. I'm sure we'll manage." The man just nods, not looking convinced, but says nothing. Kakashi smiles, "Okay team, head home and pack your bags. We should be gone for 2 weeks. Put pack for a month just to be sure. Oh, and meet me at the gate in 1 hour." Sasuke just nods. Sakura smiles, "Hi Kakashi-sensei." Naruto just nods. Sakura watches to see if he will dispel, but he doesn't, but he does shunshin away, and she smiles knowing it was the real Naruto, so that's good, although she doesn't really know why she's so happy. An hour later, everyone's at the gate. Kakashi's just arrived with the client. He looks at Naruto, "Still the real one, that's good. Okay everyone, let's go." Naruto just nods. He notices Sakura look at him and smiles. She has been miserable. I wonder why she's smiling. He nods back at her. Sakura smiles again, then looks away. Well, at least that's something. Team 7 have been walking now for several hours. It would have been quicker, but with civilians, it's always slow going. Sakura spoke to the client, who's now been confirmed as Tazuna. Not that Naruto didn't already find that out, because Gigi told him. Naruto's looking around, as usual, checking his surroundings. When he looks at the ground in front of him and sees a puddle, he raises an eyebrow at that, as it's not rained in days, then glances at Kakashi and they both nod. It seems nobody else noticed it, no surprises there. Naruto steps over the puddle and reaches for his katana. He senses movement behind him. He grabs the chain and with one slash cuts it in half. Then shunshins behind one of the two attackers, which he knows as the demon brothers, and kills one of them with one slash, and Gozu's head comes off his shoulders. By now the others have turned around. Sakura actually heard something and spun around just as they launched their attack. Sakura was about to scream out to Naruto when he reacted, and within moments one of the attackers was dead whilst the other was on the ground with Naruto's boot on his throat. Neither Sasuke or Sakura can believe how quick Naruto dealt with the two attacker, but yet again Sasuke's pissed at Naruto. Kakashi smirks, "Show off. Naruto, let me question that one." Sasuke looks at Naruto, "What the hell? He killed one and shows no remorse. Damn it, he's making me look bad. Where did they even comes from?" Kakashi grabs Mizu and hauls him to a tree. "Who are you after?" Naruto sighs, "He's after Tazuna." Kakashi looks at Naruto, then back at Mizo, "Is this true?" Mizo glares at Naruto, "You killed my brother." Naruto scoffs, "Do you think I will shed any tears? Do you think I will have nightmares about killing him? The answer is no. You're weak, pathetic trash, and as such death is your only